Yo, it's Pro Wrestling Summit. You already know what it is. Chris Dozer. What the fuck is up, man? Post Rumble. Here we are.
Dude, the best time of the year is right now.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I mean, for wrestling fans, like, and especially coming out of the Rumble, how can you not feel good about Mania?
Well, I mean, a lot of matchups to be had, a lot of intrigue during the Rumble. On the men's side, and on the women's side too. I mean, I think everyone kind of predicted that Charlotte was going to win the fucking thing. I mean,
here's my thought on that. Right, I think whoever was running the Rumble for the women, scripting him out, didn't take as much care as they did with men's Rumble. Obviously, it felt like a foregone conclusion, and they missed some opportunities, in my opinion, to put over a Roxanne Perez or a Jordan Grace.
Yep.
Because those wins mean so much more to those two than it does to Charlotte.
Well,
Charlotte didn't need that win.
I agree. I am pretty pleased though that Roxanne was the Iron Woman of the thing and lasted over an hour. Coming
barely
in
by 45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, coming in at number 3, and then lasting all the way. I mean, they really gave her a decent push. I thought that maybe Roxanne's just not ready for a WrestleMania main event. I mean, maybe that is where the hold up was.
Thinking back on it now, like the pressure that comes with it, neither of those two women, I think, are ready yet to main event WrestleMania.
Right.
The pressure that carries, and you're carrying the whole division on your back, you can't do that.
Right. And I mean, Charlotte is definitely well prepared to main event WrestleMania with Tiffany. And I mean, it seems like that's where they're going. They're going to do Charlotte.
And that seems like the logical progression. We've already seen her versus Rhea at Mania. It seems like the logical progression for me, for Tiffany, and for Charlotte to kind of add some more star power to the SmackDown roster.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting stuff that happened there as well. The return of Alexa Bliss, the return of Charlotte, obviously, the return of Trish Stratus and Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
I mean, there were more surprises in the women's Rumble than there were in the men's Rumble.
100%. 100%.
Which I think that was the only thing that was lacking in the men's Rumble was the surprises.
Yeah, I mean, besides Speed taking Tozawa's spot and Joe Henry, but I mean, you kind of figured that Joe Henry was going to be in the Rumble. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, I mean, you got to figure that he was going to be in the Rumble.
Right, and you have to figure, like, they're going to feature their draws.
Right.
Right. I mean, it was great to see Joe Henry pop in there and get the pop. It was also great to see trying to think of any TNA knockouts in the fucking Rumble. Jordan Grace obviously was a TNA alum. She's obviously signed with WWE now.
Right.
But it was great to see them feature that, and they're really using that as a farm aside from NXT to really gear up and groom talent to come up to the main roster and make an impact immediately.
Yeah. I
mean, how can you not say that Jordan Grace isn't ready to take on main? She got star written all over her.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. I mean, that Death Valley driver spot with Piper was something to behold, man. I mean, me personally, I hate moves during the Rumble. I like when people are throwing moves around, like, there's a formula, okay? And I mean, anyone who's watching the Rumble for the past couple of years knows the formula. The guy who comes out gets a little bit of shine. He hits a couple of fucking people, bang, 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 and then, the next guy comes out and does the same thing. It's a formula to the Rumble. Me personally...
And that usually speaks to success. I mean, you come out of the House of Fire, that's what it's called, and then you come in and you clear out the ring of all of the dead wood.
Right.
Then it leaves you a fresh ring to do whatever you want to do.
Right. Now,
those are the only spots that are called, aside from the beginning and at the end.
Right.
you don't want to throw spots around in a ring filled with people.
Well, that's how legs get blown out and
and ACLs get blown out,
right?
And broken arms happen, and torn biceps happen,
right? Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's the only thing that I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of seeing these spots. But I mean, like Brown Breaker with the spear. Like, I like that because he speared the shit out of ISHO Speed. Like,
I've never seen a man get hit as hard as that on live television.
It was a legit football tackle.
Maybe in MMA you could see something akin to that, but to see another human run through a human being, just standing there, not doing anything, just like, oh my God. It was a car wreck. I loved it.
And you got to give it up to the guy. You got to give it up to the guy, man. He's a multi-millionaire. He has no business doing that shit, but he must like it enough to be able to do that and then get thrown.
Let's see if he comes back now after he's skinning his ankle.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be back. I think it was a one.
I don't think so. I think he's got enough of that.
Yeah,
maybe he pops up at Mania. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe he tries to help Logan or something.
Yeah, and that way you can get to the fuck finish at Mania and get the title off Braun Breaker.
Oh, really? Really?
Well, with ISHO Speed popping up, you have him distracting Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's going to run through him again. And he dummies into a rope kick or something like that.
Oh, interesting. Oh, you're liking Sheamus to take the belt off him at Mania, huh? Interesting. I think so. I dig that, man. I dig that a lot. I think that would be a hell of an opening match on day 2.
I think so.
You know?
Hard-hitting, physical, everything you want out of an opener.
Yeah, sets the tone, man. Sets the tone. Sets the tone for the entire night. I mean,
just punches you in the face. He's punching you.
So what now, I've heard some mixed reactions about the tag match. I thought the tag match was pretty okay. I mean, except for the finish, I thought the tag match was like pretty good.
I liked it. I think both of those teams, if given a better opportunity, can do better. They had 2-3 falls. I mean, the high spot when they finished is already the first fall, the second fall.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew it was going to come down to a wonky finish for the third fall. I hated it. The finish is not. I mean, there's so many other things you can do in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the last fall. Make it more of a scramble drill. That's what I like better than having it be a formulaic finish.
And especially with the Street Profits, like why turn them heel? I don't get it.
They're trying so hard to make the Street Profits an actual threat, and by doing that, it's disingenuous to me.
Montez should be a singles wrestler, man. He should be a singles wrestler.
Tag team right now?
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I think that he has superstar written all over him. I don't get why he's in a fucking tag team with Angelo Dawkins. And like, Angelo Dawkins is okay, but he's like the Otis of the group. You know?
That's what I'm saying. He's the power of the group. And the speed and finesse come from Montez Ford. I mean, it was good to get him up to the main roster on the Street Profits.
Yeah.
But he is wasting his prime wrestling in a tag team.
Yeah, I just don't get it, man.
And it's not doing Angelo Dawkins any favors either.
Nope.
The longer they go on with that.
Sure isn't. It sure is not. I mean, Angelo Dawkins could be a solid mid-card player. You know, I mean, I don't think I don't think Angelo Dawkins is a main event guy, but I think that he's a solid mid-card guy. I think Montez is the solo star. He is the Shawn Michaels to Angelo's Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, Angelo's Jannetty right now. That's sad. Because I think, I mean, you tell me, you've trained far more wrestlers than I have. But I think he's plateaued. He's peaked. He's hit his peak.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big fan of Angelo Dawkins. Never. And I mean, I'm not going to make any bones about it. I just don't like his offense. I don't like that spinning splash into the corner. Like, I there's nothing about him that stands out. He does not
stand
stand
his
out.
size to his advantage.
Nah, he just doesn't stand out to me. Montez,
No,
on the other hand, is a freak. He's an athletic freak. And
Right, and if they stop featuring him in stupid tag team matches and put him in a single star, you can use some of those spots that are crazier for Montez.
right. Now, I would, if it was me, I would be looking at Montez as, a future main eventer. I would
Yeah,
put
in all
him.
honesty, in my opinion, you give him the Money in the Bank.
Ooh.
That's the way to pop him out as a single star.
Well,
Give him Money in the Bank. Have him still be in the tag team. Have the jealousy between them and him and Angelo play off, and then bam, you got your storyline.
yeah, I mean, for my money right now, I would have to say that Penta's probably going to win Money in the Bank.
I mean, credit to Penta for being the Iron Man in the men's rumble too.
I mean,
even though both his feet did hit.
Oh, 100%. And that's why they never showed a replay of it, because they
Exactly. I saw a slow-mo yesterday. I'm like, oh, that didn't play well.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, man, it is what it is. Like, fuck-ups happen. They didn't replay it. People forgot about it. Me, personally, I like the second half of the Rumble match when all the big stars came out, from, like, 16 on when Roman came out.
It was all heavy hitter. I mean, it started with Joe Hendry at 15, right?
Yep. And then Roman.
And then go to Roman at 16 and have those two square off. He got the rub from that hardcore. And then you just kept going, 17, 18, 19. They're all former champions.
Right.
And the last, 25 minutes of that Rumble was fucking fantastic.
The thing that I didn't like about the men's Rumble is not so much the lack of surprise, but I was shocked that they didn't have more TNA talent that would show up.
You had the Hardy Boys on call.
Right, the Hardys could have shown up. Nick Nemeth could have shown up. JBL.
Moose.
Moose.
Moose in that Rumble. Come on, dude.
There's not too many big guys like Moose. I think Moose is kind of underrated, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see him and Braun Breaker square off.
Oh, that would be interesting. Big
I will say this. The Universal title match with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, it was a middling ladder match until the last couple spots.
Oh. Dude, I don't understand. Are they back to blading? Is that what the deal is now? They're just back to doing blade jobs on big pay-per-views?
That's certainly what it looked like to me. He was off camera for a little bit, and he comes back with blood on his face.
I mean, he did it looks like he did a number on himself, for real.
Honestly, it looked like he knuckle busted himself.
I wonder why they didn't do the package pile driver through the ladder.
I mean, they did. They teased it. They teased it well. I mean, they should have been a package pile driver spot through a ladder.
I mean, they did the fisherman buster through the ladder, but they didn't do the package pile driver. I figured that they would have at least teased it more. There was only one tease that I saw of him trying to get him up, and that was on the table.
And that was the finish.
Man.
That was the finish of the match where Alabama slung him through the ladder.
Which was a gnarly bump. That was a gnarly
bump, by the way.
That was a gnarly.
Not in years where I took that bump. I mean, his head ended in a rung of the ladder. He was sandwiched in between two rungs of the ladder. That's not comfortable. That's not humanly fucking possible.
It's not good. And
that finish saved that match.
I agree.
Dragging.
I agree. I totally agree.
Most of the pay-per-view was a mid up until the men's Rumble.
I thought it was really cool to get Alexa Bliss back involved. She got a really big pop.
She deserves it.
Which was great. It was great to hear that she got a really big pop. The tag match had no crowd interaction whatsoever. They were dead. So
they were spent.
Yeah, people.
They just watched an hour and 10-minute Rumble happen.
Yeah, people were just sitting on their hands for that, and then the The ladder match, I mean, got some really big pops because of the violence. You know, it was just a violent match. I mean, and I think it all started with that back body drop on the ladder that was sideways. Oh, man, gnarly bump. And then it just progressed from there, and they got more and more violent. And I mean, you got to give it up to those guys because they're really out there risking their bodies. Like,
absolutely. I mean, future career. I mean, Cody Rhodes has everything to lose if he gets injured in that match. Is he available from WrestleMania? Like, you just lost your torch bearer in a match he didn't really need to be in.
Right.
I mean, he could have made that a street fight and had the same violence, in my opinion. The ladder match didn't really help it.
I'm very interested to see how injured he actually is, because you know,
those neck bumps are not cool, man. Not cool. The Fisherman Buster off that ladder.
I mean, he sold that like $1 million too. He bounced up off that ladder and like stood up.
How do you come to your feet and do a flare bump?
Yeah, it's
like, how do you do that? Like, how do you train that?
Savage.
You can't. That's just natural talent.
It's just savage stuff, man. It's savage stuff. And then the men's rumble was really good, man. Like, I thought the men's rumble was quality. You know, Jay winning was you know, people are shitting all over it, but I don't understand why they're shitting on it, man. Yeah.
Why? Like, you pop crazy for him whenever it comes out. I mean,
it's his
I'll
time.
Be honest, I'm proving my point with the women's rumble, with the men's rumble. John Cena didn't need that win.
Nope.
Jay did.
Yeah.
Jay got it.
Jay benefits more from that win.
Exactly.
Because what happens?
Yes, you could have sold John Cena at WrestleMania main eventing, but there's more money in the chase.
No doubt about it. And what are you going to do? You're going to have, everyone's like, oh, Cena's going to win the chamber. I said, I don't think so, because what are they going to do? They're going to have Cena win the world belt 4 months into his final year? Then what's he going to do for the next 8 months?
Right. I don't understand it.
You got to...
you can always have him wrestle against Gunther at a Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying?
Anywhere. You can have him wrestle on Raw.
I know.
And take the belt off him.
If that's what you want to, if that's what you want to do, that's what the end goal is. There's 85 different ways we can get there.
And I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have him win the belt 4 months into his final year, and then he's gonna carry the belt for another 8 months? No fucking way, dude. There's no way that he's gonna do that.
Nope. And you know he's not gonna be in another Royal Rumble again. So
I think that he probably wins it at like SummerSlam.
That would make sense.
You know, he gets a couple of wins under his belt, bing, bada bing, bada boom, and then all of a sudden he's in the title hunt.
Yep.
I mean, you can't just put him. The guy's almost 50 years old. You're gonna have him win a chamber match? That's crazy.
Live shows? Yeah, I don't think so. What I'm saying is this, right? There's more money in the chase, like you said, for him to get to that point. And when he gets to that point, like he doesn't really need it. He's not winning the chamber. Number one. I think there's going to be another like dark horse candidate that emerges.
Really?
Perhaps, maybe, trying to think, maybe a Braun Breaker.
Jacob Fatu.
Because you can't. So here's what you did. You told a storyline with Seth, Roman, and Punk.
Yep.
Right? You got to pay that off.
Yeah, those three are definitely wrestling each other. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, where are you going to pay it off at? You're not paying it off at Elimination Chamber. All three of them are going to be in it, probably.
Yeah.
Along with Cena. So that's four of the six now. Like, so there's one of those two are the that are not listed that I don't know of offhand. Probably Drew McIntyre is going to get in there as well.
Priest.
And Damo. Yeah, Damian Priest. So that's started Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
That's fucking loaded with that one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You have to go back to like 2000 era's chamber matches with Goldberg, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, and Chris Jericho, and Carlito. You know what I'm saying?
Could you imagine though? I just want to say this out loud and maybe put this into the atmosphere. Could you imagine if Cody Rhodes gets involved in what's going on with Seth, Roman, and Punk, and they do a 4-way for the belt?
That would be hot. I would like that.
I wonder, have they ever done a 4-way for the belt
Yes,
at
they
Mania? They have?
They have. That was the year without Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Ah.
It was Big Show, Mick Foley, Triple H, and The Rock.
Right. That's right. What was that, 99?
No.
98?
That was WrestleMania 16 or 17.
Interesting. Huh.
It wasn't 17 because 17 was in Houston.
Right.
And no, it wasn't 18. 18 was in Toronto. Might have been WrestleMania 19 or 20.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, maybe that's the direction that they go, because you have to figure that this is all wrapped up with Kevin Owens now, with Cody and Kevin. It's pretty.
I think you put a bolt in that. I think you put that to the bone. I don't think there's an appetite to see them go at it anymore. He's obviously not taking the title off Cody. Cody's not dropping until at least Mania, if not past Mania.
Yeah. I think Gunther could potentially lose the belt quicker than that. But
Gunther's going to lose the belt at Mania. I have a feeling.
You think they're going to put it on Jay, huh?
I think so. I think the groundswell behind Jay and the crowd reaction alone is dictating that. And you've already put him up against Gunther twice, and he's failed twice. I mean, this is the third. It's kind of like Cody Rhodes finished the story gimmick, where it's the third time. How many more times are you going to get this guy? And I think it happens at Mania.
Well, I mean, it's the perfect.
Which frustrates me as a fan of Gunther, because again, I don't think they're booking him right, or to his benefit.
Well, he doesn't wrestle.
Well, once again, he wrestles on Saturday Main Event.
Right, but he's not on. I don't understand.
It just says he's not the guy.
Yeah, it screams that he's not the guy.
Just like how he wrestled Jay at Saturday Night's Main Event, where it was a very close finish. It makes sense for Jay. It doesn't make sense for Gunther to have that much of a test like that out of the blue. But it shows you how they view Jay, and I feel he's going to take the title at Mania.
Well, I mean, it's well deserved. I mean, the guy's been getting a crazy reaction now for the better part of a year. And
what was the biggest criticism of the Vince McMahon-led WWE creative? They didn't listen to the fans.
Yeah,
they never listened to the reactions, and they just shit on people who got over on their own.
Well, Triple H definitely listens to the reactions, and he reads the dirt sheets too. So,
dude, the fucking the pop that Jay got for winning was pretty good.
Well,
you gotta admit.
I mean, the yeet thing with people bouncing and like the whole deal, the whole presentation is just spot on. And
the lighting.
Yeah, him coming through the crowd, it's all spot on. He really has worked himself from a tag team specialist into a bona fide single star. He is a star
single star, yeah. Yeah, he's got all the intangibles you would want for a babyface to come through. And he's not white meat like Cody Rhodes is.
Nope, he is completely different. He's got a bit of an edge to him. People know that he's been arrested. He's gotten a couple of DUI charges. He's not a saint. And yet still they have enough faith in him to put him in the position to main event a WrestleMania. Well, he's probably not going to main event at WrestleMania. He's probably going to be the opener.
I'm saying main event at WrestleMania because there's no way
they're not putting that in the main event.
Rumble to a main event at WrestleMania. I don't think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they do the 4-way for at Mania with Cody, Roman, Punk, and Seth. There's no way that's not going on last.
No, that's a night 2. It's the biggest fucking pay-per-view main event that you could do.
The box office on that would be crazy.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
And
The Rock could come in and fuck Roman. You have no idea.
He probably is going to fuck Roman.
Which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. Roman doesn't need the belt.
No, he's bigger than the belt.
It's way bigger than the belt at this point. Way bigger than the belt.
But my thing is, I don't think
I'd put it on Seth. I'd put it on. Honestly, I'd put it on Seth because I would want Punk to chase Seth. I want Punk. To chase Seth for the next year almost.
And Punk has gotten over on Seth numerous times.
100%. And now it's time to do the opposite. Because
there has not been one guy on that roster more than Seth Rollins that has carried the company. Number one. Number two, has been a good soldier, meaning he went out there at WrestleMania 38 and wrestled Cody Rhodes.
He worked with He's worked with everyone.
His return match.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the work they did after that with all the following subsequent matches, then the torn pec, and then the Hell in the Cell match.
He's worked with everybody.
And he's lost to everybody.
Yep. And so now it's time to pay that.
Yep. As a heel.
It's time to pay it off, and now people can chase Seth.
Yep, he can drag his ass on that on Monday or Friday every night, and just like, hey, I'm the man. Fuck you.
Yeah, and just let the crowd sing. That's all. That's all that you gotta do. He can fuck people. He can be a sniveling, heelish bastard.
Weaselly little bitch.
Yeah,
yep.
Exactly
he can
right.
Be coward. He can stand up to you. He can hold his own in promos.
And Punk is the guy to chase him because he is the voice of the voiceless. Everyone wants to see Punk and Seth. That's what they want to see.
They can pay it off at Survivor Series next year too.
Oh my God! I mean, just imagine the possibilities with a heel Seth holding the belt. Cody could chase him. Drew could chase him. Everyone could be chasing Seth, and Seth is the snivelly heel.
He's got built-in angles with everybody.
Everybody.
Already.
He's cut him with everybody. And people shit on Seth, and I don't know why. I don't understand why you people don't like Seth. You treat the guy like he's a fucking afterthought. He is not an afterthought.
He's not my favorite wrestler, but
no.
He is goddamn talented, and you can't take that away from him.
Super talented, gets a great crowd reaction. They sing along to a song just like they do for Cody. They hit the whoa, like they do the whole shit for him. Like
they do.
And you don't need to switch anything about his presentation. You don't need to switch anything about him, and just have him turn up the heel shit. I'm sure he would be plenty happy to do that.
Well, I am more in the favor of having a heel Seth, but kind of like the way they did with Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, I didn't turn on the fans. The fans are still with me.
Right.
I turn on the people that I'm working with.
Right. I don't want to work with Phil.
Yeah, exactly. That could be a great sit-down interview.
I don't want to work with him. What do you want me to say?
He's already done it with Chris Van Vliet, I don't know, like a dozen times. So let's do it again.
CM Punk is a cancer.
He could turn that to 11, dude, and go take that on the road.
And listen, Punk gets his main event. He doesn't need to go over. He gets his main event at WrestleMania. It's a good story. You know, and they
last at Mania, yep.
Right, and they can continue to work the angle where he's chasing and he's going after Seth, and Seth is throwing people in his way. Guys like KO, guys like fucking Sami Zayn. I wouldn't be upset if they all teamed up.
Remember what I said a couple of weeks ago on this podcast? What's the one common thread between Roman, KO, Seth, Sammy, and the Bloodline?
It's
Cody.
Yeah, it's Cody.
They all revolve around Cody. Him winning the title and finishing the story kind of set up for the the story to be played out.
Right. Now all you have to do is just replace Cody with CM Punk.
I mean, you don't even replace him. Cody's still going to be in it. But like it just. And the one favor that Paul Heyman has with Punk, like that's gonna come into play too. So
100%, and I think that is going to come into play. I want in that WrestleMania main event.
yep,
You got to get me in that main event somehow, Paul. You know, and what a story that is, because
exactly.
now you're paying off multiple stories all at the same time. And who
You're telling those stories linearly, like simultaneously too, like to a finish.
who wouldn't want to see a four-way of that caliber at a fucking WrestleMania? Are you joking?
I pay, whatever they're asking for me to pay. Well, I'm sorry, I'm honest for anything because I got Peacock, but I have the cock.
And so, it's and the thing is, I mean, talk about selling tickets. Like, they're going to fucking sell. So many people are going to buy tickets if that becomes the main event. And,
oh, my God.
And starting tonight.
License to print money.
Starting tonight, the 3rd of fucking February on Raw, they're going to have this happen. This is going to be a fucking big deal. And it's not like they have a lot of I mean, they have a lot of stories that they could tell, right? They have a ton of stories that they could tell. They could tell the Drew and the Priest story. They could tell, but they're both on SmackDown, essentially. Supposedly everyone's pissed off at LA Knight because he, like, ruined some shit in the Royal Rumble, or he was trying to get his spots in or whatever. Whatever. You also have, does Cena end up wrestling Logan Paul at WrestleMania? Like, what are they going to tell?
That's the one caveat, like the one, check that needs to get put into place.
And
because
I think
we still don't know what Cena's doing at Mania.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing that scares me. Like, I don't think Cena wins the Chamber because it's too brutal of a match. He's not gonna pay off his story 4 months into the year.
What sense does it make for a part-time guy to come in and win a Chamber?
And honestly, I don't think that he would want to do that.
No.
I think that he needs to get some wins.
I'm surprised he's in it, to be honest. But I give him credit for being in it.
Well, I mean, he's got balls. Like, you got to give he doesn't need to fucking wrestle anymore. He's a Hollywood fucking megastar now. He doesn't need to fucking do that shit. Right. He doesn't need to fucking do that shit. He doesn't need to work. He doesn't need to wrestle. He can just fucking make movies and be totally cool doing that. But he's out here for his last year. He's going to fucking do it. I'm kind of upset that we're never going to see John Cena as a heel. I'm honestly, I don't think so, man. He's got too much invested into the Make-A-Wish and, like, all that stuff. Like, if he went heel, that would ruin everything.
His legacy is a babyface.
100%. 100%.
And anything other than that would taint his memory. I'm not going to. I want to see him win 17, just the sheer fact that no one's done it.
I think it would be awesome if he won 17. Wow.
I mean.
That's not real world titles. That's Memphis wrestling. That's not fair.
I understand. I understand. I had to qualify that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like 17 times.
Serious business, man.
I mean, again, like you have all these kids that grew up watching Cena and who are now adults with their kids watching Cena.
Yep.
It sucks. I mean, I never was overly a fan of him.
No.
But to know that he's winding it down is, oh man, like it sucks when you see the guys you grew up with leave.
Right.
We've had to endure it with guys like Michaels, Flair, Taker, Triple H.
Yeah.
Like we've seen them have their last hurrahs. So it'll be interesting to see what this sets up. You know what I'm saying? How it sets up and what the setup would be. I don't see him winning Mania, winning the Chamber. I do see this meeting the ball with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Which you kind of, I kind of dig that match, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, I think it would be a good rub, not only for Logan but for Cena to pick up a win. and maybe that starts his, his push to go for 17. Whether he actually does it or not, I mean, do you really think that he wants 17? Because Flair has 16. Does he really want to beat Ric Flair? Like, he has so much respect for Ric Flair. I don't know if he...
I don't think he does. I think the talking heads at WWE do.
Well, because what a story it is.
Yes. Because, well, not just that, because they want to get Ric Flair out of the lexicon of WWE.
Which is crazy. It's fucking it's crazy to me.
As sad as to say it is, Ric Flair's ruined his reputation in WWE.
Well, of course.
He's ruined his reputation everywhere he's gone. But I think that for that designation to be there, I don't think Flair would balk at it. I don't think Triple H has a problem with it. So I think we're probably going to see it at some point in the summer.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, the Cena thing is so up in the air.
The best part about this is the speculation, right? We can sit here and speculate all day.
Right.
We speculated last week about the Royal Rumble winner, and Jey Uso was not even on any of our lists.
I don't think he was on anyone's bingo card to win the motherfucker.
I never even thought of him. And then
no.
I was watching as Punk gets eliminated. I was like, what the fuck? And I like the way they did it. I'm like, okay. I'm looking down the bottom of the scroll. I see Jey Uso's timer still going. I'm like, he's still in the match. Wait, he's still in the fucking match. He's going to win this match.
Yeah, you texted me.
Logan Paul, Cena, and Jey Uso. I thought Jey Uso was going to win, but I never even thought of him.
You texted me when Punk got eliminated and said Jay's going to win this fucking thing, and I was like, what? You're insane. That's crazy talk. Because I totally forgot he was in the match too. I honestly,
how they view him, right? They view him as a main event star. It's time to put a second tier title on him, which is the World Heavyweight Championship, it's second tier belt,
right?
In the company, give him a run, see how he goes, because he never really got a run with the Intercontinental title.
No, it was taken off of him too quick.
And you can take it off of him if it doesn't work, right?
Of course.
I mean, that's just the biggest thing. They haven't taken it off Cody, and it's not working with Cody. Clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say that, but
it sucks to say it because of everything that's gone into putting him in that position.
You waited 2 years.
And it's not his fault. I just think it's just genuine fans are tired of seeing him.
I think it's lack of opponents. I think it's lack of credible opponents.
Well, he's great against Roman Reigns. Is he great against Solo Sikoa? No. Is he great against Kevin Owens? Nah.
I mean, they have good matches, but what's the?
It's not about the match. It's about how you conduct yourself in the ring.
I totally get it. Totally agreed.
You win.
Totally agreed.
So and they let it go on for an entire year. I mean, I think it's. If we start looking at looking this through the prism of the casual wrestling fan, and I have to constantly remind myself I'm not a casual wrestling fan. I'm a wrestler. I'm in that mindset of behind the scenes and putting shit together and whatnot, just like you are.
Yep.
Because it's what we did.
Right. The speculation is where it's at though for me.
Absolutely.
It's so incredible. The time from Rumble to Mania is the best time of the year because
factor in this caveat too when Malachi Black returns.
Oh, well, I think he goes directly into the Money in the Bank. I think that they're gonna do like Penta, Rey Mysterio, they're gonna have a bunch of guys who are gonna do some shit. And I think Aleister Black fits right into that mix with these guys. A Chad Gable, in the Money in the Bank. I mean, there's so many options. I mean, fucking a Drew. I mean, there's so many options that you can go. An LA Knight. There's guys that can go into this match, and I think that they're gonna do something pretty spectacular this year.
Absolutely.
So
Nakamura in that match too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God!
And I want to see Nakamura versus Aleister Black.
Oh, there's going to be some hard fucking knee strikes in that match, boy. Let me just fucking tell you.
Tommy fucking end. I've always been a fan of Tommy. Ever since you showed me a picture of him or a video of him at WXW.
Yep.
That guy's a fucking beast.
He is a beast.
And it's a shame that shitbag Tony Khan can't figure out his asshole from his elbow, and he's toiling away in anonymity right now.
You know what's crazy, dude? And I said this to somebody the other day. I said, you know, the thing about Tony Khan is that wrestling is so hot right now. It's so hot.
Yes.
Even the indies are drawing out of control. But
yes.
So you got to be a complete dummy not to be able to draw money in this wrestling landscape, unless you're a billionaire.
With the amount of money he's paid out, look, think about this: the amount of talent that's walked through the doors of AEW, right?
Oh my God, it's not even fucking fair, dude.
To be where they're at now, where they're losing talent to WWE, rightfully so, because the grass is greener on that side, obviously. But you lost Penta. You're losing Aleister Black. You lost Cody, your EVP. And I just watch like the behind the scenes stuff that happens, and just going through the litany of fucking idiotic things he's done.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb, man. It's pretty dumb.
The CM Punk thing, chief among them. I'm a fan of CM Punk, unapologetically.
Best in the world.
Yeah, clubber time. Yeah. But like, you've wasted away your goodwill. You get no more passes in life. Like you gotta call a spade a spade.
Well, when you go from 10,000 seat arenas and you're filling up 1,200 fans, and then you go to smaller venues and the third biggest wrestling company in TNA is outdrawing you, and they have it's not even like a quarter of the money that you're spending
with your competition too. They have a working agreement.
Crazy, bro.
With
crazy.
Like you are dead in the fucking water. There's no place you can have a working relationship with them.
You know, he has one with New Japan, but New Japan's suffering to draw fans.
Well, New Japan lost all their talent to AEW.
Which is another bizarre reason why they're working together. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's the strangest fucking thing in the entire world.
I don't understand this. I don't get it. Like, you put me with that much money,
and that roster? Oh my God, forget it, dude. Forget it.
Dude, we went through that exercise already. We booked AEW.
Yeah.
I'm not doing them any fucking favors anymore. It's time to put the nail in the coffin, dude. Like, you should get out the pot.
Yeah.
If you're gonna compete. If you're not gonna compete, then don't run a program anymore.
I mean, you and I both know what it comes down to. They don't have stories. Nobody's invested in it. They can go to their local indie show and see the same type of show.
You have Source Cousin writing storylines with Tony Khan. That's what it is. That's their creative team.
Will Washington, poor guy.
Will Washington, the most talentless man in the business, can't have a podcast. Didn't draw a dick on the podcast. Terrible,
absolutely terrible.
I give up. I gave up on them fucking months ago, and I'm not turning back. I'm waiting to see MJF jump ship, and that's going to be the death knell for them.
Oh my God! And he's definitely gonna jump ship. There's no doubt about it. He's gonna go to WWE. There's no doubt about it.
He should have went WWE when his contract expired.
I agree. Always bet on yourself. That weird tattoo that he's got. It's never gonna get old making fun of that thing.
Nope.
Well, this has been Pro Wrestling Summit. We've talked about the Rumble. We've done this whole thing. We've done the dance. We've filled you in on what our thoughts are. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Tune in on to all the podcasts that we have. We have well over 100.
We want interaction. So comment.
Comment. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram pages are right up on the video that you can see. And, we're going to keep doing this every week because this is the best time of the year for wrestling fans. So,
Indeed, yeet.
Indeed, yeet. Well, Chris, it's been a pleasure once again, and I look forward to doing this next week, buddy.
As always, Jimmy, thank you.
See you, bud.